But yes, we do have Comic Con in the UK. You'll be hosting all 3 days.
Yeah, man.
How do you feel about it, man?
I can't believe they asked me. To be fair,
Really?
I'm still like, what?
Yeah. How's the process? Was it just like an email where they just dropped you and said, "Hey"?
So I had a creator pass,
Yeah.
and last year when I had a creator pass, I did
Nice.
the social media panel.
Nice.
Made sure I got involved. We got a little hyperfixation on it,
Mm,
and it went well. It went really well. I was really
nice.
chuffed. And then from there, another Comic Con in London asked me to come and do some interviews with Star Wars guests. So
Oh,
I
that's
went and
dope.
did that. Had a brilliant time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wasn't expecting anything for this MCM, but I did set up a second panel. I thought, well, try and move it forwards. I'll do two. So we set up the social media one again,
Mm.
and I set up one about the summer of cinema with Eli and Geeks
Yeah,
a Week,
sick.
Yeah.
who you guys know.
Yeah.
And I thought, brilliant. I got those two. Start of the day, end of the day, brilliant.
Yeah.
And I got this email, and they're like, could you cost up doing all 3 days? It's like, cost
Oh,
up?
sick.
Like,
Hey,
what?
yo.
What?
And get the horns for
I
that.
couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So I'm nervous, but excited.
It's
You know?
goodness.
What can we expect from? Okay, we're gonna do a day by day breakdown.
Mm.
We know what you're
Nice.
doing on Saturday, but what are you doing on Friday?
It's Friday. Mostly, I'll be talking to people from Ubisoft computer games, and the last panel of the day I'm doing is actually a bit of a special one for me. My best mate is a composer,
Oh, sick.
and he does computer games. He's like very well renowned. David Houston. He had a BAFTA nomination. Ivan
Nice.
Orvolio,
Congrats.
and his last game was Mickey Mouse Illusion Island
Yeah.
on the Switch. Really, really good. And I'm gonna be interviewing him, so like it's a real.
Yeah.
He's been my mate for over a decade, so it's a
Yeah.
real special one.
And I think also like there's been that conversation, especially on TikTok, about like video game composing, like especially when it like you look at the old ones, how important it was in terms of world building.
Oh, yeah. And like establishing what
Yeah.
like these
Well-
songs will like make you like you hear a certain sound and you just relate it to the game. Like those are like key moments of our childhood and life.
The first game Dave did that was like his big breakthrough was a game called Thomas Was Alone. Lo-fi, blank black screen, flat 2D shapes, and it was narrated by who's the guy that wrote Yes Man? I can't remember his name.
Yes, man. Let me see if I can.
Danny Wallace. It was narrated by Danny Wallace, and Dave's music and the writing by Mike Biffle, and it just made this like mood throughout the entire thing. It was really emotional, but literally the screen is flat black screen, 2D shapes, just blocks of color. It was incredible.
I'd be really curious into understanding how he like essentially changes visuals into like this like sound storytelling, because it's completely different to like sound design.
Well, come along Friday.
Yeah.
Come along Friday. Like I'm obviously he's my mate. We always talk about work and stuff, but like I'm looking forward to asking exactly those sort of questions, which maybe casually I wouldn't push as hard, So yeah.
Nice.
And then on
The sun-
Saturday,
Yeah.
you're really booked.
Yes.
So we've got the creator stage, which is the summer cinema retrospective. So you've got Geeks of the Week, which is Pat, Eli, and Clem.
Yes.
And then you've also got Nadia, who's an artist who you might have seen her work for Alien Romulus,
so
for
good.
Empire.
Oh, sick.
I actually met her at Nosferatu screening last year. And then there's Becky, who is a cosplayer, and you would have definitely seen her. I think I saw Becky at the 30 minutes preview for Superman, and she was cosplaying as Superman.
She is like crazy enthusiastic and busy all the time, going to screenings as well. Like she's as big into film as like Eli and Pat and Clem and everyone, but she's just got a slightly different style about how she presents it,
Yeah, I think she really leans into the cosplaying part of it, because I think one of the big things that people really take out of a film is costume designs. Like The Matrix is a big one. I mean, Star Wars, we could honestly spend a whole half an hour talking about how big it is in the cosplaying world.
Yeah.
But like it's really interesting now that I've started to build a relationship with a lot of cosplayers and seeing how important it is and how expensive it is as well.
And also like these people are like obsessed with their fandoms, obsessed with their stories. So like once they're in a situation where they go to premieres or to press events, it's a real honor. They really wear that enthusiasm, and it does help project sort of like promotions along.
Yeah, because also like you just see them like absolutely suited up walking around through
Yeah,
London,
Yeah.
and it does make your day.
yeah, it does. It means cherry, and that's the whole week. We got
So then
Sunday
we've
as
got
well.
also the understanding social media analytics, how to put your
I'm
best
still on
foot
the Saturday.
forward.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the one that we did last year. It was the first one I ever did at MCM, and it went down really well. But last year it was just myself, Nelly, and Andrew. This year we've invited some more people from different sort of like platforms. So, Meg, who does does Twitch, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just try to broaden it out and get more experiences in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Eli's on that one too, actually.
Yeah, Ela's also on that one as well. And I think we've got a few more cosplayers as well. So we've got Eli, Nonstop L.
Nonstop Nell, that's my partner, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Nonstop. Okay. And then we've got Bella as well. And then Simply Skywalking.
Yeah, so that's Andrew. Yeah, he was
I
on
know
the last time.
Skywalking. I feel like we have them on socials.
He's
Yeah.
ubiquitous. He's
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I feel like Saturday's a really nice day of getting a breakdown of understanding just like cinema, but also understanding how we can use whatever you're passionate about into like social media spaces as well.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be in this situation had I not become hyperfixated on like the nuts and bolts of how it was working.
Yeah.
Because when I went to that first Comic Con in 2021 and I saw there were people who had these massive social media followings,
Yeah.
I was totally oblivious to it. I had no idea. And I was like, well, how does that happen then?
Yeah.
What projects people into that, and learning how that like was working in Instagram, learning how then people were having access to different things, and it just grew there.
The brands and stuff.
Yeah, it was wild, and I got like really focused in on it. My partner got really focused in on it because it was just like incredible.
Yeah.
And the thing is as well, like with social media, it's one of those constantly changing landscapes. So like a lot of people used to say Instagram was a really big thing, but now, especially in the gaming and cosplaying world, like Twitch is the place to be.
I have no like, I don't know much about. I always like been off of like Twitch because I just didn't really understand it. But it's always interesting seeing like this is like the new waves of like creatives now. Like we got, I don't know, the streamers. I guess
Yeah.
the name is the overall name is called streamers. But like seeing them in the mix and now seeing this creative landscape, especially in the comic book world, and seeing them like project themselves and like create these videos. How did you find yourself like entering that type of new wave of like being like a content creator?
Do you know what? I actually really struggled to start with
Yeah.
because like I'm 37.
Yeah.
I
Swear, you do not look.
Yeah, I'm
I thought you
37.
look-
Thank you, mate. I grew up with like MSN Messenger, MySpace, you know.
Same.
But when I was involved in like music and stuff like that, I learnt a tiny little bit about like PR and stuff like that. We had like getting friends like videos on Kerrang and things like that. So we learnt little bits and bobs, right?
Yeah.
And those little bits and bobs essentially are what helped move things forwards now.
Yeah.
But to start with, I just didn't really understand the production side of it. You know, I'd sit there with a camera and I'd really struggle talking to myself. I'd feel really stupid doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't feel particularly accessible in terms of like editing and stuff like that until I learned what CapCut was.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh, wait, I can actually do this. It's a bit punk rock. Like I'm sure like anyone who knows what they're doing looks at it and goes, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
But since I got to grips with that, things have accelerated. But yeah, it was for the first 2 years, it was literally just like I'd go to con, have a great time, wear my costume, speak to as many people about things that I love as possible, and meet as many people, and that was it really.
Yeah.
But I think
that's changed.
Yeah, well, the last since last May, when I started making more video content, that's really when it's taken off. Really.
Yeah. Definitely is like that growth of like being a creator is like a lot of like self-teaching and like a lot of like researching, looking at other creators and understanding how they grow and kind of like taking all the good and kind of applying it to yourself.
And I think it's also like one of those things where it's hard to understand how to analyze it if you don't know.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we were really hyper focused at one point about the statistics and the dots and the digits and stuff like that. But as like cool as that stuff is, like you said, it's always changing. What's really important is the people you meet and the community and collaborating and
Yeah.
working together and spotting different talents that people have and skills.
Yeah.
That is, I'd say, way more important than actually being able to make a top quality video. Not that I think I've made anywhere near a top quality video yet, but yeah, meeting. Fingers crossed.
I feel like the interviews you've done though have been quite like impactful.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, because like I don't really know much about the whole Star Wars lore like Junior, but going into that and then having your space to actually be like as a reference and understand things, it does make it a lot easier to consume. Because you could find yourself going through like 1,000 Reddit posts.
Yeah, it makes it easier to be like, if you want to know about Star Wars, just click on this video type of thing, opposed to going through this. Wow, I think that's why content creators are so important, because they can create like certain information for people and kind of like niche it and kind of like be easy to explain, opposed to like, for example, if I'm like someone that doesn't know the lore of Star Wars, they can say, oh, you know, just check out Luke's content. He'll give you the rundown on X, Y, and Z. Like, that's an easy way to take in information.
It's hard to think of a way to like make it digestible sometimes for people, because it is so like a big lore and stuff like that. So what I've tried to do is just focus on the things that I really love and hope that it attracts other people who like those things. And like, luckily, because a lot of it is based around the puppets, the creatures, the practical effects or the costumes, it seems to drag in enough people from what I am doing with cosplay and stuff like that, and then other people who just broadly like Star Wars. But yeah, it's difficult knowing where to sort of refine your interest. And I just thought, well, just do what I care about, and hopefully people like it, you know. So thank you so much. That was a lovely compliment. Appreciate that.
No, it's like completely genuine, because like I feel like when you have loads of creators, it can be easy to like completely zone out, not be able to like find something niche where people are able to interact with it. And interviews are always great as well, because it puts a face to it and it has a more human feel.
Well, my favorite one I've done is I've already put it out, is that Mike Quinn one, because when I was a kid and I loved like the Muppets and Dark Crystal and Labyrinth and stuff, I loved all that stuff before Star Wars, and I didn't realize that someone like Mike, and there's a few other people as well, worked on all those things together. They were like the godfathers of animatronics, right? So meeting him, talking about his like masses of work, because like he doesn't just do puppets. It's like Pixar, CGI. It's like Roger Rabbit before that. Like, he was involved in all this stuff that was like massive for me. And just having this chat and all the reference points he's getting, and he's enjoying the jokes and the comedy, mate, that was massive for me. I'm gonna remember that forever. Like, it was brilliant.
Yeah, and that's the power of like creating content, because it opens these type of doors where you can talk to these people that somewhat inspired you, or you didn't even know that were inspiring you, because you didn't know much about the backgrounds of what they were doing. So it kind of opens these doors, and yeah, it's a very weird, not weird, but like we're really expanding into the content world. My fear is that is everyone creating content now where it's like too much, it's gonna become like a melting pot where it's like Comic Con is going to be just a bunch of people just like doing interviews and like filming each other and stuff like that.
Do you know what, man?
We need to find like a good little balance where we're still enjoying ourselves and also making content.
That's honestly a difficult thing, and I think going in with like a target of what you'd like to do, but remembering that like you're there because you love it, is the big thing. You know, like when last MCM, when we did the first panel and stuff, that was my personal first one as a creator. And I knew I just wanted to do as much content as I could as possible to showcase the things that I love, but I also made sure I put aside time for stuff that I knew that I'd do anyway. But yeah, no, the conversations I have with some people, it's very easy to get burnt out. It's very easy to get sort of like down in the dumps about it and feel like you're not doing enough. And but everyone's threshold is different, like with everything, you know.
Yeah. I definitely deal with that a lot as well, like making content, especially in the movie and TV, like reviewing stuff like that. It's like I want to watch something, but then I don't want to have to feel like I have to like do a whole video talking about it as well. I kind of just wanted to just enjoy this thing. So finding that balance has always been quite difficult.
I think if you're doing it, you're doing it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter like to what level, right? Because the hardest thing is doing something.
Yeah.
Like if you on your BFI films go out and make one piece of content or one interview or one whatever for every film, that's incredible. You're doing it. But also, if you end up combining all of those and having like sections where you do 3 films per piece, maybe that's all you can handle.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got other things going on, you know, job, family, whatever. Like,
life.
yeah, we've all got stuff going on. So, yeah, I try and be really kind to myself about it, because otherwise I will just constantly be saying I should do more.
Yeah.
You know, and other people should be kind to themselves too.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you've also got the Sunday.
Yes.
Oh crap!
Because we're not even done yet.
Nah.
Yeah.
Busy bee.
Yeah. On Sunday, actually talking about exactly what you were saying about there, about communities and being kind and mental health and stuff like that. One of the panels on Sunday I'm doing is about how to maintain a healthy community within a gaming space. Traditionally not a particularly great space. Anyone who's played Modern Warfare will know what we're talking about. But we've got like community leaders. But yeah, we've got different people coming in and doing like their experience of communities, maybe some challenges they've faced along the way, how they've remedied them, where you can get help elsewhere. Because it's not just unpleasantness like that. It's obviously mental health issues. It's addiction. Because a lot of these games now, the mechanics are like gambling, and they have addictive qualities.
That's very interesting. Like, we definitely want to get a couple more gamers onto the platform as well to talk about them. Because like, I've always, I guess it's the same way how I treat Star Wars. Like, I've always been outside, like looking in, and like I would never call myself a gamer, because if I play a game, I'm horrible at most of them anyway. But I've always been intrigued about gaming culture. It seems like there is a beautiful community within it, but there's also like
there's good and bad, like everything else. And I think was it this summer I kind of started peeking into the gaming community a little bit more. Sadly, I can't say the company that helped me, but I really enjoyed seeing how there was potential for really uplifting groups that aren't necessarily represented, but then you'd have conversations with people and you'd hear how much it can take a toll on you. The gaming industry doesn't necessarily have a lot of money, so people or content creators within that space, it's kind of like quite challenging. And it was more like trying to understand, how do you deal with that, because gaming in general can be quite like harrowing.
Yeah, so I was making light of the like Call of Duty like lobby sort of thing, but like when I think back to that and Halo 3 when I was like 19, the stuff I'd hear in lobbies, mate, were unbelievable. And you'd think, oh, it's all right, they've cleaned it up now, it's not the same. No, man, it just goes somewhere else. Like they're just squeezing the tube in and it comes out in other places. And I think one of the things we want to talk about that is obviously it's a little bit on now, but like the Gamergate stuff that happened. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
No.
There was a lot of sort of misogyny that happened that was all sort of like bunched together, that has been sort of called Gamergate. It was over a decade ago now, but I sort of want to discuss how that's moved along or not moved along, or because the way I see it, I see a lot of young women now playing games who maybe traditionally wouldn't or didn't or wouldn't be so open about it, and more games that are designed for young women, you know, like talk about cozy games and stuff like that. And I think that the fact that the market is bigger than film, of course they're going to be trying to include as many people as possible, but in a space where traditionally it's maybe not been so inclusive, it presents interesting challenges, you know.
I mean, we had Borderlands last year, where because of the film, it's now just kind of helped give more IP for the actual games, and seeing how that has changed, and seeing how the scape has completely transformed.
You know what? I'm meeting a guy on Saturday, Has Dalul. He started off in special effects. He did special effects in The Dark Knight Rises. He's done director work for Disney for The Descendants and stuff like that. But he is bringing out a game called Astroburn. And alongside that, he's also developing a TV show to go with it. Because a bit like what we were saying about composing and stuff like that earlier, where it's like people are jumping between the game to the movie world now. Where in the 80s and 90s video game adaptations were like a flop, like the Mario Bros movie in like the 90s or whatever, even like the Tomb Raider films in like early 2000s, like relative flops, right? Now you look at some of the biggest IPs in media, you know, The Last of Us, stuff like that. Like,
even like Sonic.
He's thinking bringing them up together and doing them at the same time and creating for investment more of a rounded opportunity, you know?
That'd be like a
and it's
like
a really
community
way of like broadening your audience.
Yeah, definitely. That's a sick idea.
Yeah, no, he's a really interesting dude. Really
Yeah.
interesting dude.
Yeah.
And that's on Saturday. Jumping back to that.
Nice. You got such a busy week, bro.
So busy.
And
And
it's sick though. It's sick.
I'm really excited, like I said, but like so many interesting people. I feel like it's gonna be okay and it's gonna be easy, but like I know that once I sit up there, I'm gonna start freezing a little bit. I'm gonna be like notes. You know.
Yeah.
But that's what they're for, I guess.
Yeah.
It helps you. But like, what is the big thing that you're excited about for Comic Con this year?
I think it is just being on that res stage, but not. Sounds really silly, but not for me. For all of those interesting people that we passing through, that I can ask these questions to. Because like my thing is, I love learning. I'm not always the best at communicating. I'm autistic, and I'm not good in other situations talking sometimes, right? But the rules between the person being interviewed and the interviewer are clear. The conversation is clear, and I feel really comfortable.
Yeah.
So to be able to do that all weekend long, and they're just queuing up interesting people for me to talk to.
Yeah, sick.
It feels like a real treat, you know.
Yeah.
Instead of me having to do like crazy amounts of like legwork to try and make sure they might let us interview, they might not, you know.
Yeah.
It's a real privilege, you know.
Nice. On Outtake show, we do like to get messy sometimes.
Okay.
So I got a few questions to ask.
Hit me.
What is the worst cosplay character?
I'm just trying to think now how I'm not going to offend people with this. 'Cause there's no, you've set me up here right before Comic Con. Right, is this coming out before or after? Am I safe?
We're gonna put it before.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I just feel like there's a character. I feel like there's characters that
I'm going.
Ooh.
Joker, Deadpool, bro. Like I can't. To be fair, it's not.
Also, I remember when was it 2015 where everyone just did Joker cosplay.
Yeah.
But like, it's not necessarily even the characters. There's something about those characters that inspires people to be in character, and I can't abide that. Look, I love cosplay, man. I think it's great making the stuff. I love meeting people who are that enthusiastic and that passionate about it, right? But I can't deal with people who think that they are the character or want to act like they are the character.
Yeah.
I get so uncomfortable personally with it.
Yeah. I guess they're being like kind of like dicks. Or being kind of annoying and using their characters as excuse.
Well, that's big with the Deadpool ones, yeah. Disproportionately, Joker and Deadpool love to be in character.
Yeah.
And I'd say out of all the characters out of media, there may be the two that you really don't want to be pretending to be, you know? It's so
true,
I don't
like,
get it.
literally, they're good to watch from a safe place, but they're not good people to actually interact with.
Yeah, no, totally.
Fair. What would you say is the worst fan base?
I'm going to sound soft with this, mate, but I don't think there's such a thing as a bad fan base.
Oh, I mean, technically,
Which is the most challenging fan base?
Whatever the broadest and most popular one of the time is.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have the most different kinds of people, meaning the most conflict, meaning the most discourse, which means more opportunity for conflict. And I mean, this is all a really fluffy way of me getting away without saying Star Wars, really, isn't it? But we all know.
Slow the dog into it.
But I think actually, if I was being like really niche about it, for me, specifics, Zack Snyder DC fan base.
I hear that.
I find that really hard.
Did you see that tweet that Zack Snyder wrote like recently, where he like put a picture of Henry Cavill and was like, "This is Superman." I was like, "Leave it out. We've all moved on."
Some things don't change, does it?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I didn't personally enjoy those films as much as everyone else did. I've seen them all. Some of them are good. I like, but like, there's something about the vociferous defense of them that just puts me on edge. I'm like, why are you so strongly defending this?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
They were very active during the release of Superman. Like, they
were like everywhere.
Really, like, this is not Superman. This is your Superman.
I couldn't understand that. Like, a film that was so about hope and kindness and the character as well, like embodying all of that. And then they're just like, nah, rubbish.
Yeah, you should be killing people.
Yeah. Why isn't everything in black and white and really grainy and
freaking of it? that was
Yeah.
messy questions I have. I think those are the messy questions I have. See,
Okay,
wasn't that bad?
yeah.
Oh, it's all right.
What was that?
Well, you say
You've
no, wait. You say that right, but then you got to remember, I'm still on a stage this weekend, right? I'm gonna have a squad of like Henry Cavill Superman just standing
and
there.
Deadpool and the Joker coming up to you.
No,
Yeah,
like,
you've
they'll
killed me.
collectively come up together.
It's gonna feel like Fortnite. Bunch of these characters just popping up towards you.
Dead.
It'll be like that random. You know how they have the Scooby Doo Fortnite at the moment, right?
Oh,
Do
yeah,
they?
For
That sounds good.
Halloween.
Yeah.
So like they have random characters. It'll be like that.
You were like,
Yeah.